What's up, ladies and gentlemen? In today's video, we will be taking a look at one of the more darker Naruto what ifs. This being, what if Naruto joined the Akatsuki? Now, on the first time I ever watched Naruto, seeing Naruto be treated in the way that he was by many of the villagers of Konoha, I always wondered what would happen if Naruto went rogue. And with the fact that Obito pretty much failed in his first attempt to gain Naruto, what if Obito used the weakened state of a child Naruto with a lot of hatred festered up within him and took advantage of that? Well, today, we will be discussing exactly what would happen. So go grab your popcorn, tell a friend to tell another friend, and I hope you're ready for this banger of a what if.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Like with any Naruto story, we begin this all off on the day of the Nine Tails incident. Just like in the original story, Minato would still end up sacrificing his life by using the Grim Reaper Death Seal to pretty much place the Nine Tails within Naruto. From here, this is where a story truly commences. We begin with a young Naruto about the age of 4 years old. 4 years old, mind you. This Naruto is literally 4 years old. And just at this point, Hiruzen had just let Naruto know that he's going to be going off to live on his own, giving Naruto his own apartment, his own food, some noodles, and yeah, that's pretty much all Naruto got. From here, Naruto would decide that, there's nothing he can truly do about it. If this is what Hiruzen wanted, then this is what's going to happen. So from here, Naruto would go over to his bed as he would lay down and sink his head into his pillow. Tears would start flooding out, thinking, why am I living by myself? He would then begin to ask himself where his parents are, questioning who they even were, why he never got to meet them, and why his life is like this. He would begin to question to himself, why me? From here, Naruto would get up and think, no, I can't think like this. From here, he would get up and a baby Naruto, not baby, but a kid Naruto would begin to essentially put on his clothes and wander the streets of Konoha. From here, Naruto would begin walking across the streets and everything would be fine. At this point, Danzo still hasn't told everybody about the fact that Naruto is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. So Naruto was walking through a couple of shops when out of nowhere, Naruto ends up smelling some incredibly good food. From here, Naruto ends up entering some random place that sells, let's say, kebabs, alright? And he would go over there as he would say, oh my god, that just looks so good. The man would tell him, oh, this is how much it costs. And Naruto would begin slowly walking away saying, I don't have any money. From here, Naruto would begin walking off as the man would say, here, take one. As he would give him the smallest thing he could possibly give him, like a small kebab with like a piece of meat and like vegetables and another piece of meat or something like that. I don't know. From here, Naruto would pretty much grab the thing, give the man a bright big smile and say thank you so much as he would begin to walk off with the eating it as his stomach, as his hunger would slowly start going away. From here, Naruto would think that maybe everything's gonna be okay. He would begin wandering off until eventually Naruto would see a young girl with white eyes and black hair getting picked on by a bunch of little kids. Naruto would be like, what? And from here, Naruto would run up over there saying, hey, leave her alone. From here, the bullies would look at Naruto and say, and what are you gonna do about it? Naruto would look at those young kids as he would then basically fight them off, beating them up and getting beat up in the process. He would get a beaten up eye and all of this stuff and ask Hinata if she's okay. Immediately, Hinata's face would turn red and she would immediately be taken by a Hyuga member. From here, what would end up happening is Naruto would just look down at the ground as blood would begin to hit the snow that is falling, and Naruto would make his way back to his house. From here, Naruto would get inside and using his first aid kit would begin to pretty much mend his wounds. When Naruto was inside, he would think that he's pretty hungry. Sorry, but I'm not even gonna edit that out. Anyways, Naruto would think he's hungry and he would proceed to pretty much pour some hot water inside of some instant ramen noodles, and he would begin chowing down. From here, Naruto would end up having a couple of bites, and it is at this moment that Naruto would pretty much be sitting at his table. From here, Naruto would proceed to quite literally just think, as he would begin to just wonder and ponder to himself what he's gonna do tomorrow. From here, Naruto would look outside the window and would see a bunch of shinobi walking past, as Naruto would think, that's it, I'm gonna become a shinobi. I'm gonna become the Hokage of the village, and then everybody will have to respect me. From here, Naruto would start doing push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, pretty much anything that a little kid can do, but not really that good at it because, mind you, Naruto is a kid. Even though he lives in a literal ninja society, he still is 4 years old. And from here, 2 months would go by of Naruto living a semi-normal life. Most of the time he remained in his house, but the times that he did go outside, he wasn't ever looked at as a beast or a monster. People kind of didn't pay any real attention to him, but now when Naruto wanders the village, he gets stares. He gets told that he's hated by the villagers, and even the same man that a while ago ended up giving him a free kebab ended up pretty much telling him that he's not welcome there anymore. Naruto from here on out literally lost everything. One day, however, Naruto would be wandering through the village when out of nowhere he would stumble across a ramen shop. Now when Naruto sees that, having a couple of extra dollars in his pocket would think, I want some. As he would walk inside, he would take a seat, and immediately he would literally get pushed off of it by Ichiraku or Teuchi himself. As from here, Naruto would hit the ground and he would say, get out of here, Nine-Tails brat, you're not allowed here. Naruto would just proceed to say, but I have money, as the man would walk over towards Naruto and kick him right on the side of the stomach, causing Naruto to gasp for air and then slowly get himself up as he begins running home. From here, a bunch of other shop owners would say, yeah, Nine-Tails brat. They would begin throwing things at Naruto's direction, and Naruto would end up catching an apple as he begins running off with it, eating it while he does. At this point, Naruto would be inside of his home thinking, why does everybody hate me? Wiping tears off of his face. From here, Naruto would say that it doesn't matter, as he would begin to slowly just pass out, and the next morning, Naruto would end up pretty much just going to school, where he would end up meeting a bunch of his classmates. Now his classmates, they don't even talk to him. Naruto doesn't even have any friends. In the original story of Naruto, Shikamaru and Choji were the two people who really didn't care whether Naruto was called a Nine-Tails brat and still hung out with him regardless of the fact. But in this version, their parents ended up instilling different mentalities into them, telling them to stay away from him. Not exactly to be mean to him, but just to stay away. And this time, they would do so. So Naruto in this version literally has no friends. He has nobody he can run to, nobody he can tell anything to. And even in the original, he didn't even have that, because Shikamaru and Choji, while yes, they didn't ignore him, they also wouldn't be considered friends in my eyes. Because friends wouldn't exactly do the things that ended up happening in Naruto, the original story. So I'm going to be saying that from here, what ends up essentially going down is Naruto just sits on the swing. And it's at this moment that Naruto would realize just how truly alone he is. As at this point, Naruto would begin walking home, and he would make his way towards his home. And months of this would slowly go by, until at this point, Naruto is, let's say, 7 years old. Naruto would be 7 years old, and after literally 3 years of being treated like nothing but garbage and scum, having little to any human interaction, Naruto would be a skinny, frail kid with sunken in eyes, lack of sleep, lack of motivation. Naruto stopped doing anything at all for a while. No more push-ups, no more sit-ups. He just sits in his solitude. And Naruto came to find out that he might as well stay inside of his home because out there, it's too dangerous for somebody like him. And so, from here, what would end up going down is Naruto would sink his head into the pillow just like he does every night, and cry. But on this particular night, he would run out of tears. Naruto can't cry anymore. There's no more tears left. Naruto would get up, and from here, he would take a seat on his table as he would see that there's only one little bit of food left for the month, even though there's 2 weeks left. Naruto would grab the cup of noodles, heat it up with a bit of water, and this is when the electricity would cut out, as a thunderstorm would actually be going on outside and the rain would begin pouring in his balcony. Naruto would go and look over as he would begin to close the doors to basically stop the water from falling in, but it is at this point that a lightning strike would hit down at the ground, as out of nowhere, Naruto would look up and hear a voice saying, "Naruto." From here, Naruto would look at the direction as he would see a man with a mask, an orange mask and a strange robe with clouds on it, red clouds and white outlines. From here, Naruto would say, "What are you doing here?" Actually, take that back. Naruto would look at the man with no expression, simply thinking, he's probably here to kill me. But from here, Naruto would just say, if you're gonna kill me, just do it. As he would just like literally put his head down, close his eyes as he wants to cry. But there are no more tears left in that boy's body. As at this point, Obito would stand up and he would think, this boy, he truly is in a sorrowful state. Thinking about the village that he once grew up in and how even he, being an Uchiha member, was slightly put down. Thinking about the pain that Naruto was gone through, he would smile as he would think, this is perfect. And from here, Naruto would look at Obito's direction as Obito would begin saying, don't worry, kid. I'm not here to hurt you. From here, Naruto would say, yeah, right. As at this point, he would simply begin to sit back down at the table and eat his ramen, as this ramen is literally spoiled. From here, Obito would take a seat at the table with the only other chair that there was, and it would literally break. The leg would break, but Obito would fall back. As Naruto would look at this, he wouldn't even laugh. At this point, Obito would look up at Naruto and say, so, looks like you've lived a pretty pathetic, worthless life. How about I help you? I can help you become powerful. I can help you become somebody who this village will respect. I can change you, Naruto. Naruto would look at the man as he would say, how do you expect to do that? Look at me. He would literally hold out both of his arms, and they are so skinny and frail, as the man would look at Naruto and think, this boy truly doesn't know of the power that rests inside of him. Obito would say, if you come with me, I promise there will be no second thoughts. You'll have a better life. You'll have food in your stomach every day, and I can help you take revenge on those who have done you wrong. As soon as Naruto hears this, he would think, revenge. He would close his eyes and think about all those people who have done him wrong in his life. He would think about Hiruzen, the man who once raised him, taught him the alphabet, taught him how to read. It gave him food 3 times a day, and slightly showed a little glimmer of care for him. Eventually, stopped even giving him money for rent. It became less and less every month. Naruto was neglected by every single person around him. Naruto truly has nobody he can depend on. It's as if Naruto lived in a world where he was the sole survivor. From here, Obito would begin to pretty much warp away as he would say, the choice is yours. And from here, Naruto would be left alone in the dark. From here, Naruto the next day would wake up and ponder this decision all day, wondering to himself if it truly is correct to get revenge on all of these people. he would walk across the village, as if at this point that Naruto would stumble weakly as he sees a very cool mask. At this point, Naruto would grab it and begin looking at it, as the store owner would be like, "Here, grab the mask. It's already tainted by your hands anyways." Throwing it at Naruto's face, causing him to fall down on the ground and literally like scratch his elbows as he would think. He would get up, grab the mask, put it on, and begin walking through the village. And it's at this point that Naruto would cross down a really like creepy alleyway. As out of nowhere, three villagers would start laughing, as they would begin to quite literally grab onto Naruto and hold him onto the wall. As it's at this point that they would begin punching him repeatedly at the side of his ribs. Naruto would begin coughing out blood, thinking as he just coughs and coughs and coughs, and these villagers would not stop until out of nowhere a man would appear and kill all three of them. This man would be Obito. And from here, Naruto would look up at the man as he would say, "Have you made your choice?" Naruto would look down at the ground as for the first time the influence of the Nine Tails would take over. Naruto's wounds would begin healing, his eyes would go an ominous crimson-like color, and he would look up at Naruto as he would say, "I'll kill them all." From here, Obito would extend his hand out to Naruto as Naruto would hold on to it. And out of nowhere, they would both warp gate out of there, as the last thing that Naruto would ever see is the blood dripping from one of those men's like bodies onto the floor. Naruto would then arrive inside of a cave, as Obito would say, "Welcome to the Akatsuki, Naruto." As at this point, he would grab a Hidden Leaf Village headband, and he would then shove a kunai into it. As he would create the dash, Naruto would put it around his neck, as at this point Obito would say, "We'll begin tomorrow. For now, eat up." As out of nowhere, Naruto would be taken to a room, a slightly dark room with lights inside and a fridge. Now this fridge would have all the food that Naruto could ever hope for. And Naruto, looking inside, would finally begin to have a proper meal, and the first time in months. As at this point, Naruto, his hatred would just grow every single day, thinking, "This man that I don't even know who it is treating me better than the Hokage of the village." As tears would begin running down Naruto's face, he would think that that was the last chance that the leaf had. He was not going to go with the man. He was going to deal with the pain. It's not as if they ever tried like killing him or anything, but now they did. And Naruto's going to make them all pay. He's going to make them all suffer for having him live under those conditions for all those years. Naruto's going to kill them all. Kill them all. Naruto would hear voices in his head as they would say, "Kill them all." And from here, Naruto would proceed to simply sit there in silence, eating his meal, as the next day, Naruto would wake up. From here, Obito would toss Naruto a pill, as he would say, "Eat up. It's going to be horrible, but you need it. Your body needs that substance for now." And from here, Naruto would eat the pill as, out of nowhere, Naruto would feel his body slowly be filled up with this feeling of just like have you guys ever seen Baki? When Baki was turned like skeletal like, and then he drank like sugar water and all of his muscles like got huge. Well, think about it kind of like that. Obito just gave Naruto a pill which pretty much rejuvenated his body and caused all of Naruto's sunken in like features to slowly start growing in mass. Naruto's body would return to that of a proper 7-year-old. And from here, Obito would say that for a week he's going to be needing to take those in order to keep his body up to code. As from here, Obito would then begin teaching Naruto the basics of chakra control. This would go on for about 5 months until Naruto would then understand the basics of chakra control. Water walking, tree walking, forming basic jutsus like the shadow clone. Training with Obito caused Naruto to end up slowly learning about chakra control, and Obito would have found a way around the Nine Tails' abilities. And so, from here, years would go by, as Naruto would learn more and more jutsus. By the age of Naruto being 13 years old, Naruto would have mastered all 5 chakra natures with the help of other Akatsuki members, who were like a family to Naruto. They were like essentially brothers to Naruto, brothers and sisters, including Konan, because they were the only people who've ever been there for Naruto. So Naruto sees the Akatsuki as a sort of family. He wants to prove himself to them. Naruto not only has the abilities that I've stated so far, but he also has semi-control over the Nine Tails' abilities. He has access to 2 of the Nine Tails' tails. And from here, Naruto would simply just be there with his cloak, until eventually Obito arrives and would say, "Naruto, you need to prove yourself." From here, Naruto would just look at Obito's direction as he would say, How exactly do you plan on having me do that?" From here, Obito would say that he needs to prove himself by infiltrating the Hidden Leaf Village. And Naruto's eyes would widen, thinking, Hidden Leaf Village? From here, a bunch of flashbacks of how Naruto's life was like before joining the Akatsuki would hit Naruto, and Naruto's anger would boil up as his eyes would change color, and he would slam his fist into the ground, saying, "That damn village. Is it time, Obito?" Obito would put his hand out as he would put it on his Naruto's shoulder and say, "Not quite, not quite." He would say, "You still need more training." And from here, Naruto would get angry as he would say, "As if." As from this point, Naruto would proceed to Naruto would proceed to pretty much get his hair dyed. Yep, his hair is going to literally get dyed into a black color. He changes his hairstyle. He's going to be wearing a black hoodie, and he is going to be sent in by himself as a one-man team for the Chunin exams. Now, Naruto would pretty much be told that his job is going to be to pretty much infiltrate, because they're going to be helping out with the assassination of Hiruzen. As Naruto's eyes would widen, and he would think, may not be the village, but it's pretty damn close. As he would be excited, his blood would begin to boil, and he would begin to get ready for the assassination of Hiruzen, the 3rd Hokage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be concluding What If Naruto Joined the Akatsuki. I hope you guys did enjoy part 1, and if you did, make sure to show that support by going down below and commenting #MoreAkatsuki, as well as dropping a like on this video and subscribe if you guys want to keep updated with this channel and help your boy get to 50,000 subscribers. With that being said, I hope each and every single one of you guys going to have an amazing day. I love each and every single one of you guys. It has been your boy Zether, and I am out. Peace.